Yo, what's good? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. Yes, indeed, it is another one. So listen, look here. I don't know whether or not y'all remember it's been a while back, but the lady that was pouring bleach in her husband's coffee, he was a Army vet, things like that. Well, he was actually I think he was still in the service, stuff like that. Shout out to him. Of course, holiday just passed, which is still is the holiday. So shout out to all the veterans and stuff like that. But yeah, though. So apparently this chick is gonna get off for this shit right quick. Can't make this shit up out here. Can't make this shit up.
You can't make this shit up.
And it's sad that you could catch a woman red-handed doing dirty shit, red-handed trying to off somebody. Clearly it's on tape. It's clear as day. And they still try to figure out a way to allow her to weasel up out that situation. It's appalling, because if the tables were turned, they'd be keeping dude locked up. And we know this. This is sad. It's very disrespectful to him and to other people that, especially other men that actually has loco, crazy wives like this, that are willing to do dumb stuff like this. But all right. So what we're going to do now here, we're going to dive off into this, and we're going to put these quarters, nickels, and dimes in on the times.
An Arizona woman who admitted to poisoning her husband's coffee with bleach gets a slap on the wrist and avoids jail time. 40-year-old Melanie Johnson was initially charged with attempted first-degree murder, but last month pleaded guilty to 2 counts of poisoning food or drink. Under her agreement, Johnson pleaded to the lesser crime, and the attempted murder charge was dismissed in return. The case unfolded last year when Tucson police said Johnson had been poisoning her husband's coffee since he was stationed at an Air Force base in Germany in March of 2023. The couple was in the process of getting a divorce, and the victim believed he was being poisoned so Johnson could collect his death benefits. Johnson's husband caught on to the scheme after 2 or 3 weeks of his coffee tasting bad. So he took the investigation into his own hands. The airman reportedly purchased pool chemical testing strips, and the coffee pot water turned up positive for high levels of chlorine, even though the faucet water was normal. Johnson's husband would later tell investigators she knew that he would prep his coffee at night, so in the morning he just needed to turn on the machine to make his daily brew. According to reports, Johnson's husband even went so far as pretending to drink the cup of joe and waited until they were no longer stationed in Germany to report the incidents to authorities. Johnson herself was later caught red-handed by her husband, as hidden camera footage shows her trying to poison her husband by pouring bleach into his coffee maker. The couple then relocated to an Air Force base in Tucson, where Johnson's husband brought the video evidence to authorities, and she was later arrested. Fast forward to this year, Johnson would strike a plea deal with prosecutors. Initially, she faced a maximum of 2 years in prison for each count. However, the judge seemingly gave her a slap on the wrist, sentencing her to probation.
Why? I'm asking, why are we taking things like this so lightly? Why aren't we taking things like this serious? Why are y'all so scared to lock women up when they do dumb shit like this? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why are y'all so scared to lock women up when they do dumb stuff like this? This is crazy right here. Now, you caught this woman red-handed, sneaking bleach into the coffee pot. It's all on camera and different angles on top of that too. So it's clear that she was doing this, and I don't know, maybe he should have reported her while they were in Germany. She probably would still be locked up right now. Maybe Germany's system actually is a little bit stricter on people doing dumb stuff like this, because this is crazy. It's totally disrespectful to this man right here that y'all gonna actually come up with some type of plea for her to get away with this. She needs to do her time. 2 years per count, 4 years, whatever. She needs to do her time. We don't need bats like this roaming the damn streets and shit. This is crazy, man.
According to reports at sentencing, Johnson's attorney told the courts her client suffered from anxiety and depression,
Who
even
cares?
alluding to a toxic marriage and claiming her husband was abusive toward her.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is certainly a strange case, at least the way, it began. You have a very serious charge of attempted murder. You take a look at, the facts of this case and the fact that there's admissions that the defendant admitted to what she did. And then you end up with a probationary sentence. Now, of course, I believe she spent a year in jail pending this case. So she never made bond. So essentially she's getting credit for that time that she's served already. But, she's walking out the door at the time of sentencing because, she's already served the entire length of her incarceration and she'll now just be under supervision.
I spoke with criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Matt Mangino, who explains there are several factors judges weigh into when it comes to sentencing.
If you're looking to get a degree in IT or cybersecurity.
All right, my bad. Here we go. Yeah, this is ridiculous, though. And it's a shame.
So many factors that go into sentencing. So when we talk about sentences, we don't talk about them necessarily in a vacuum. Well, you did this and this is what you get. So there's factors like her mental health. Now, having mental health problems doesn't negate your responsibility for what you did, but it mitigates it. So
hold on. No. See, this is the problem here. Now, everybody wants to keep throwing this mental health situation around here in the 21st century. I'm tired of hearing about it too. Listen, look, you actually competent enough to take a bottle of bleach, open the cap, you know what I'm saying? Actually pour the bleach into another container, then take the container that you poured the bleach into and then pour it into the coffee pot. You're competent enough to do that. You're competent enough to wake up in the morning, brush your teeth. You're competent enough to wake up, cook you some food, put your clothes on, brush your hair. You're competent enough to go to the grocery store. You're competent enough to do all these things that you normally do as a normal human damn being. So at the end of the day, she's competent enough for them to lock her dumb ass up.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
And keep her there. I'm tired of hearing about mental health. I'm tired of it. These people are just getting away with all types of egregious crimes and stuff like, oh, I have mental health. My mind is bad. Now, all of a sudden in the 21st century, everybody's mind fucked up. When they pouring bleach in people's coffee. What are you talking about? I'm sick about this mental health crap, man. Everybody doesn't have mental health. And if so, it's plenty of other women that's locked up. They got mental health. Lock her dumb ass up too. What the hell is that?
A mental illness could mitigate a sentence, which might otherwise be lengthier. Maybe it's in everybody's best interest that she's released and she has an opportunity to participate in mental health counseling and other things that might not have been available to her in prison. I mean, putting bleach in somebody's coffee certainly indicates your premeditation to want to harm or even kill that person because, ingesting bleach can certainly be lethal. And, so that's an important aspect. But, when I looked at this, I thought, well, you're putting bleach in coffee. I mean, that should be detectable just by the odor of the coffee. This isn't the kind of crime where she necessarily went out and got some, toxin that you couldn't smell and you couldn't taste and, put that in his coffee, this whole diabolical plan, of killing somebody without them knowing that they're even being poisoned. Here, it seems like sort of, a lackluster effort, at killing somebody or just that you really didn't think it through and maybe you're acting because of something that occurred recently, or maybe you're acting because of this mental defect that you have. So while I think you're exactly right that it shows an intent to kill. On the other hand, it shows just how sort of ill prepared she was to carry out what she wanted to do.
We need to take a really quick break from this shocking story.
All right. But see, though, that's the problem there. Hold on. Let me see here. I think there's like a little small commercial in the joint. I'm not sure. Take a break. Okay, listen. No, the thing of this is that, if this was,
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from.
if this was a man doing something like this to his wife,
Another factor.
It would be a huge problem, mental health or not. They would still be locking him up, whether he has mental health or not. Well, she might not be able to get the proper treatment in prison for her mental health. Okay, well, if a dude probably not gonna get the proper treatment for his mental health in prison, but y'all still gonna lock his dumb ass up.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
I'm sick of living in a country and day and time where, women can just do any damn thing and get away with things. This is crazy right here. It's time we start locking people up equally. If you do the crime, you need to do the time. It's disrespectful to her husband. It's disrespectful to society itself. It shows a weakness that we have over here in this country. Very much weakness, which makes us the laughing stock of the rest of the world, that we, have our, allow our women to, just run all over us like this, then half-ass lock them up once we catch them red-handed doing some egregious shit like this. It shows how weak we are. And then we run around here like we the big crap all over America. I mean, all over the world and stuff. When we're getting weaker and weaker over here, because we're doing things like this, giving plea deals for crap like this.
The judge reportedly weighed into was Johnson's husband's plea not to send her to prison.
Well, I mean, that's pretty magnanimous of him to who was the target of her poisoning. Ultimately, she wanted to kill.
Hold on. Let me go back. Okay, because I didn't see this part here. Let me go back and listen to this again. Hold up. Are you kidding me? Hold on.
Was Johnson's husband's plea not to send her to prison.
What the hell is wrong with him? What is wrong with him? And this is why we're weak over here. This is why we're weak, because of men like that. This woman tried to poison him, wanted him to be off this planet. And he's sitting around, please don't lock her up. Please don't. Now I got to put the blame on him as much as her. What is he thinking about? What is going on in his dingbat ass brain that he's going to sit there and be like, don't lock her ass up? What? The hell is that? I don't want to hear no crap. Oh, he's still in love with her and this and that. That's the problem. Real talk. That's the problem. Dude, how you still gonna have that much grace for a person that tried to take you out? Talking about, I don't want her locked up. What you mean you don't want her locked up? She accusing you of all types of stuff, abuse and everything. Now let's take this on the fact right here. She's accusing this man of abuse and stuff like that. That's her justification for putting bleach in his coffee, right? So obviously, from looking at it, and he's actually pleading for her not to go to prison. So at the end of the day, how much abuse was really there on his part? So he's going to abuse this woman all this time and then also plead for her not to be locked up. That makes no sense either. This whole situation right here is stupid. It's stupid on the husband's part and hers.
Well, I mean, that's pretty magnanimous of him to who was the target of her poisoning. Ultimately, she wanted to kill him, but he's been able to step back under the circumstances and say, well, I don't think that that's necessarily, that prison is necessarily the best thing for her, that she could benefit from mental health treatment. And ultimately, if someone can get into a mental health program, or if it's an issue of substance abuse or things like that, if you can get the help that you need, then the whole community benefits by that, because that's the likelihood that you're not going to recidivate. And I think that's what's the most important thing here. Of course, there's sort of this idea in sentencing of just desserts, that you get what you got to be punished for what you did. But that's only one prong of the whole sentencing scheme in this country.
That's a damn lie, because y'all don't do that for men. Y'all do not do that for me. If the roles were reversed and he was putting bleach in his wife's coffee, they would be locking his ass up. I don't care how much time he'd already served, a year, things like that. They would add on more time. So I don't want to hear all this dumb crap about, well, what's best for this, and it probably work out better if she goes to the mental situation, this and that. Okay, well, how about you let her do her time and also stipulate in the agreement that she, after doing her time, she needs to take mental health treatment as well. I mean, come on now. Because they could do that. They could do that. Make her serve her time, and then also put on the end of it, serving your time, you get out, you have to take mental health treatment. So they could do that. So I don't want to hear these excuses, man. These sound like nothing but a bunch of excuses to get a chick off from doing some, dumb stuff because she claims she has mental health issues.
Country. And the other prong, among others, is that you are rehabilitated and that you don't harm people in the future. It's interesting that you would go to that level to prove that somebody's trying to kill you, and then want to be merciful once they're arrested and prosecuted. It's
right.
Interesting.
Right. That's the whole point. Like, dude had cameras everywhere. He caught her red-handed. And then on the back end, you sitting around, you still thinking this your wife. Dude, that's not your wife. That's not your wife. She your enemy. We have a hard time as men in this country realizing when women have truly turned their backs on us in these relationships and things like that. And we have for some reason, it seems like the majority of men have a hard time letting go of something like that. It's like, man, I still love her. And you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out why men's hearts are so damn weak. It's shocking to me. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Man, please. Let my wife, or, if I had a wife, but let me find out she doing something like that. Man, lock her ass up. I don't care even if we got kids or not. I wouldn't give it to lock her ass up. Man, y'all playing around out here, man. You men are weak as water around here. No wonder these women don't respect us anymore. Seriously.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
I'm dead serious. No wonder women in today's society don't respect us as men anymore. We weak, bruh. We too damn weak out here. And it makes all of us look bad.
It's almost as if, and again, I'm just guessing based on the news reports that we've read, that, he knew what was up, and right at the get-go, and figured, well, you know what, let me find something to support this, because, nobody's going to believe that my wife is putting bleach in my coffee and I can smell it and I'm not drinking it. So I'm going to set up this elaborate surveillance process so that, people will believe me when I tell them. And so I think, maybe right at the outset, even though he knew she was trying to poison him, he also knew that it was really kind of an unsophisticated effort at it. And, just wanted to show people he wasn't crazy for bringing the issue up.
So will Johnson's seemingly light sentence send a message to other potential perpetrators that they may also get a slap on the wrist? Mangino says not necessarily.
Well, that's important. And we talked a moment ago about some of the other components of sentencing, just desserts, getting what you deserve for what you did. And there's also the component of sentencing that is just as important, that is deterrence. Do penalties deter crimes? Does a harsher sentence in the case like this deter future efforts to try to, kill your husband with poison? So, that's the whole idea of sentencing. It has all these components. Another component is incapacitation. Put this person in jail and she's incapacitated. She can't harm anybody else while she's in prison. The issue is fairly working all those components into an individual case. And the only way you can do that is it has to be sort of fact specific. You have to look at the overall situation in a case. Now, a lot of people don't like that. And a lot of legislators and lawmakers don't like that. And they put limits on judges' discretion. And we have sentence guidelines and other things like that sort of control that. But, I think in order to have an effective and an efficient sentence that works both for society and the individual and the victims, you have to consider all of those components.
Yes, I definitely agree.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Yes, I definitely agree that, you know what I'm saying, you do have to consider all those components, but are they being considered? That's the problem. That's the point. If they were, then, yeah, you would lock her ass up. You would do the right thing. Give her her time for the crime that she committed. Then on the back end, make her take, mental health, classes or however that works. Make her take, go see about her mental health after the fact. Keep her hemmed up to where y'all can keep an eye on her and things like that for the foreseeable future, and work it out that way. I'm just not about the you all these plea copping for stuff like that when you get caught red-handed. That makes no sense. I mean, especially with these types of crimes. I'm not talking about some petty crime, little petty, you took some out the store or some shit like that. So I'm not talking about nothing like that. I'm talking about real serious crime. This is serious. She actually tried to off this man. And he's sitting around here weak as water on a rainy day, talk about, please don't lock her up. Don't lock her up. Dude, this is sad right here, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we as men, we gotta start, harden our hearts a little bit more. This ain't gonna work, bro. This is not gonna work. But it is what it is, though, man. Hey, shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell that you'll be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.